Good Monday evening, everybody. Meteorologist Casey Cloud here in the Weather Center right now, coming on because we have a severe thunderstorm warning in play toward the Jacksonville International Airport. It's going to about 8:30 here, portions of Duval and Nashville. Seeing here just a little while ago, a pretty nasty velocity indications there, headed right toward the airport and right where the radar site is, right where the National Weather Service is in Jacksonville. So I wanted to jump on for a few minutes. We honestly have some other storms to talk about too, including some thunderstorm activity that's pretty strong in the Bradford County area here, and just now a pretty loud clap of thunder where I'm at here around Stark, and then we have even the hot weather. We had a heat advisory in play. You hear more thunder in the background where I'm at here east of Stark now, but had a heat advisory in play. Now we're getting some storm development. Going to have more storm development tomorrow, so keep that in mind. Higher chance of storms on that Tuesday and today even, but we got to 99 degrees here east of Stark on this Tuesday. So some very nasty temperatures around us around 5:30. I know we're now down to 78 degrees here a couple hours or so later. So kind of telling that storyline here as we're kind of looking at things. I know looking at the zoomed in Doppler perspective toward Jacksonville Airport there. I know just trying to give you the latest there on that. Now you can kind of see what we're talking about here. So far, the indication of the airport was winds only in that 30-mile-an-hour range, but it's possible. We just haven't got a higher observation in yet. It's just kind of right over the airport now, based on the latest indication. I mean, it's kind of bad. It's up here on velocity. Right before that warning got issued, you see how things really ramped up there on velocity. So that's why they had to issue this warning, and it was kind of moving right over them, still moving kind of right over them. The latest wind gust didn't quite as high, but you just never know here as we're kind of tracking things. I know there's a lot of lightning here. I have all our lightning tools on, so it may overdo it in a way, but it's just a method for me to make sure I'm not missing any of the lightning activity around here in toward our region. You see quite a bit of that around Callahan to Ratliff there as we're kind of tracking all of that. So keeping our eyes there. We have some strong storm action in eastern Duval County. As we kind of look down there, I know there's a flood advisory now over Bradford County, and there's tons of lightning down here. I know you see it, especially around Laurie or Rayford. Let me take that severe thunderstorm warning super off, since for this sudden technically have a warning down here. I was getting something ready to post about this accident down here when we had that warning for Duval, so I thought we'd jump on for that. But we can also talk about this while we're on the air here. Just remember, whenever thunder roars, you want to go indoors when you have these type of situations. So keep that in mind. I know quite a bit of rainfall here. 1 hour, I mean, as I'm kind of looking here, it's just going to be adding on up. I know our system's been having some trouble lately getting some of these rainfall estimates, but you can just kind of tell by the reflectivity here that this is a good amount of rain in a short period of time. I mean, we do need it, but it could cause some flooding in those poor drainage areas, and then that lightning's an issue too. Since we haven't had a lot of rain around lately, you got to be kind of careful because that electrical energy, if it kind of strikes there and the specific area that gets hit there doesn't have enough rainfall, then you could have a little bit of a brush fire for a bit there on your hands. So just something to kind of keep in mind. So got to monitor that. I know just a situation where we haven't had too many big weather headlines nationally lately, but there are some issues up toward like Minnesota, some levee issues there. So river issues in that part of the country as well. So just kind of a tricky balance. Sometimes you have too much water, sometimes you don't have enough water here. And I know we're trying to kind of balance things out now. That's a lot of lighting showing up here in Bradford. Granted, again, I'm using a few different sources just to make sure we're not missing any of it here on this Monday evening, this June 24th, 2024, as we kind of give you the latest here. I just try to give you the latest updates here in the Weather Center. Again, this is not warm, but honestly had more lightning. Let me look here at velocity. There's not quite enough there to warn us, I don't think, at this point. I know there were a couple frames in here that were a little bit heavier with the wind action right near the county line around 750. But right now the wind doesn't look as bad there. I know this is right over the airport now. I mean, even some action just north of the warning looks pretty strong right now. And in fact, I'll see if I can get some cameras up, some of those Florida 511 perspectives potentially here in just a moment. So bear with me here as I go ahead and try to get some of that information on up. And I hear the rain coming down pretty loudly behind me here in Bradford County. But let's go ahead and kind of pull up Duval County here real quick. Since we do have this warning in play, let's go to Airport Road, that area there, and kind of give you a perspective on what's going on here. And you'll be able to see the darker skies in toward that vicinity here once I have that on the screen. And there you go, you can see that there in toward Jacksonville, Florida 511 perspective. So again, just got to be kind of cautious out there. And then let's jump back now to radar, and I'll zoom back to where we're at here in the Bradford County area. I know you see all this lightning around here. Well, I know we just got to be kind of mindful here too of this the conditions toward Stark. I mean, right where I'm at here. Let me go ahead and pull up our camera shot where I'm at. You can kind of see we're right near sunset, but it's pretty nasty looking right now. Again, strong thunderstorm activity here in Bradford County. It's been pretty dry. I mean, looking at my rain gauge here, I mean, we're just now with this rainfall getting up to about a half an inch for the month. If you see more electrical energy around, whenever thunder roars, you want to go indoors here. This is some dangerous stuff, you know, in some cases when you have that electrical energy around. So, not warned here in Bradford County, but a pretty strong storm. We're already on for the warning up toward Duval and Nassau. So, let's touch on this here for a moment as we're kind of looking at things. I know I'm just going to keep giving you the latest updates. I'm just going to check on some stuff here. I know both areas pretty strong. The area of Duval and Nassau might be a bit stronger up there. Right near the airport and Ocean Way. I mean, there's another area of interest and velocity as we jump back over to the north now. This other storm action here. This is just north of the airport. You see a little bit of weak rotation maybe, or some type of wind enhancement. Nothing overwhelming, but again, severe thunderstorm warning a minute in effect at 8:30 for parts of Duval and Nassau. Only moving east at 10 miles an hour is this action, so that can cause some issues with the pond and the water on the roadways there as we kind of look in toward that area. I know, and just kind of see where we want to go. I'll go ahead and pull up our 1 hour rainfall, and you can see about 7/10 of an inch in the last hour there, just west of the airport. That's according to this product here. So I know, just trying to give you an idea. And even as we get further to the south, even more rain is falling toward like downtown Jacksonville and out toward Rayford. Everybody got hit pretty hard. No warning out there. Haven't had any type of warning, but we've seen 3 inches of rain in the last hour. I know there's that flood advisory though until 10 o'clock, but no actual warning, flood warnings, if it's thunderstorm warning, anything like that. But they've seen 3 inches around Rayford here, so that's some copious rainfall activity. Had that high of 99 here where I'm at east of Stark, and now definitely getting that rainfall to kind of be produced here in this activity as we're in summertime here in 2024. So just something to kind of keep in mind as we're looking at things here, as we're giving you the latest, trying to give you the latest updates here for sure. Let me go ahead and zoom back out. I'm going to go ahead and kind of look here some more. Again, really it's about, as I go all the way out to the region view, even outside of our covered area, it's really about just 2 areas here of concern. The one with the warning for the severe thunderstorm, and then that action over Bradford County. I know that marine warning, that's something you have to be careful with, of course, but that's not really where I'm focusing too much. It's that light blue box, if you're wondering what a best marine warning looks like on here. And that's in play into about 9:15 for some pretty gusty wind that can be hazardous to marine interests. But let's go ahead and zoom back on in here. Getting back into Bradford County right now. It's honestly, I mean, showing, you know, a lot of electrical energy here. So, got to be kind of careful into Bradford County here as we're looking at things, as we're tracking the latest scenarios here the latest on the situations. And let me see if there's any reports of any damage here in Bradford County so far. I'll kind of check some of my sources here. Let's see if there's anything coming on in. Might even check some power outages maps. I know there's no official warning down here, but I just wanted to kind of look at this a little bit more carefully because this looks, pretty close to what we see the warning on. You hear the thunder where I'm at in the background here. Pretty nasty activity. And I just got to remember when thunder roars, go indoors, obviously, because whenever you hear that thunder strike, that means that thunder roar, that means lightning is striking here. It's not too far away. I mean, if you're hearing that immediately after some type of blast, then, that lightning is not too far away. So, gotta keep that in mind here. Whenever a thunder roars, just go indoors. We're just gonna go ahead and continue to watch things here. Let's bump up our camera shot again. Again, giving you a live look into some of this activity here as we're live on the air. Again, jumping on for the storm in Duval, but the storm's pretty strong around Bradford here as well. And the Duval-Nassau official indoor warning to 8:30, but the storm right around where we're at here in Stark's pretty strong. So that's something to touch on. So far, not seeing too many power outages pretty early on, but not seeing any reported so far in Bradford, 84 in Duval. And it looks like 9 customers out in Nassau, but it's still kind of early in the timeline here. Again, just trying to give you the latest. Just looking at some of my different readings here in the Weather Center. Trying to keep you safe and informed. Technically, it's not an advisory now for parts of Bradford. It wouldn't seem for the wind criteria. Still a lot of lightning, and there's a flood advisory at 10 o'clock, though. So you got to keep that in mind. Rainfall letting up in the Rayford area now, but earlier on that wasn't the case. You see how heavy that rain was over Rayford for a pretty extended period of time. I mean, going back, let's see, about 7:08, 7:10. And then they had some heavy downpour activity last all the way there till probably about 8:08. So that's a pretty extended period there around Rayford in Union County, just over the line from Bradford, of course. So just kind of giving you the latest there as we're looking at things, as we're giving you everything you need here to protect you, your friends, and your family. I know, just kind of updating you here as the situation progresses. Strong storm here in eastern Duval County. A little bit of wind enhancement there. I know the wind enhancement isn't the big story in Bradford now. There's a lot of lightning, and this here has some wind enhancement right north of the airport. That's something to kind of bear in mind there. Quite a bit of electrical energy in that area. I know. We'll go ahead and jump back to the camera shot where we have the electrical energy in Bradford County. And you'll be able to kind of see the sky here right now. See the gusting of the winds there just a bit. Just trying to give you the very latest here, obviously. Saw my anemometer pick up on the winds there just a bit. We still see some flashes of lightning here in the shot, of course. Just jump back to Doppler again. You see around Bradford County some heavy rain all on 301. And then as we get back up toward Duval County there, we're watching that warning. We're watching some gusty winds maybe toward the coast here as well with some strong activity. I know that's in Bradford County, though. Again, I mean, you're getting it especially around Roadway 301 through town, but even, on that truck route per se, they're getting into it as well. It's going to be letting up a little bit quicker here, probably as we're kind of looking further back toward the west there, at least by a few minutes or so. But again, watching the situation evolve. May wrap it up pretty soon here, since that severe storm doesn't look, too crazy up there. A little bit of wind enhancement still just north of the airport, near north road of the airport right now in toward the Duval-Nassau County area, and continuing to watch that, of course. I know, just gonna keep looking at things. We'll go to the broad view real quick to look at the temperatures. I know, some areas have seen that rain-cooled air, but other areas like Albany, they're still sitting at 91 degrees there in Dougherty County. Mitchell County at 91, or Ware County at 9 degrees there. So I'm just kind of look at some stuff here. And we're looking off toward the east, of course. I mean, the heat advisory has been off the board, but as we're kind of looking there, toward the west here, there's another heat advisory already in place for tomorrow. So that's a storyline, I know. As we look toward that Tuesday there, toward like Tallahassee, that's already in play, but you got to keep in mind, tomorrow, even further off toward east, the heat index values will be high as well, and maybe we'll get some heat alerts coming on the board here further off toward the east here. So just be keeping our eyes on that here. I know, gonna have to watch tomorrow because some of the different interactions here after that heat comes into the picture, and we could have some pretty nasty storm development, maybe worse than what we've seen here today. That's what I would predict right now. So we'll just have to be continuing to watch that here, continuing to track that here for sure. Again, trying to give you the latest updates. Let me zoom back in here on our rainfall. I mean, look at Rayford, around 3 inches. That's in that reddish color, that a dark purple. That's a little over 2 inches. A little, maybe less, purple in there, or per se, it's not as dark, per se. A little less than 2 inches. Going down another color, close to 1.5 inches. That light blue there, just under 1.5 inches. So kind of telling that storyline here on this Monday, as we're kind of looking at that rainfall here. And then again, that storm around the airport, we haven't seen any crazy gust with it as we're looking at things so far being reported there. But let me check some power outage numbers again. Let me go ahead and check some power outage numbers again here. Bear with me. I'm just going to see what we have. I'll check the JA numbers. Okay, only seeing some customers out closer in toward Central Duval County, 113 customers. As we're kind of looking at things overall. So that's not too big of a deal here at this point. So we're going to continue to watch things. We're going to continue to track them. I know, still some lighting in Bradford County. This up here in Duval-Nassau, unless we get some interesting wind reports, and I see they're going to go and expire it now. So yeah, we're not seeing those really crazy wind reports. They're going to expire that severe thunderstorm warning for Duval-Nassau. If we need to come back on, we will. We don't always come on for the severe thunderstorm warning this time of year, just because there's so many of them. Generally, we haven't honestly seen as many as we normally have this period of the year so far. But when we need to be on the air, we'll be here to guide you through everything. So just stick with me. I know Facebook and then Twitter/X. You can see the different alerts posted, but I don't have to go on. And then Facebook, Twitter/X, YouTube, and Twitch, streaming that coverage here as it is warranted. But for now, stay safe out there. Still some heavy downpours, some lightning around, gusty winds at times. So be careful with that. But otherwise, have a